de ton amour souverain, et les consciences seront illuminées de ta sérénité. Telle est la promesse. Thou wilt reign over all the earth with thy sovereign love, and the consciousness of men will be full of the light of thy serenity. This is the promise.
Sri Aurobindo Savitri, page 314. The luminous heart of the unknown is she, a power of silence in the depths of God. She is the force, the inevitable word, the magnet of our difficult ascent, the sun from which we kindle all our suns, the light that leans from the unrealized vast, the joy that beckons from the impossible, the might of all that never yet came down.
Om Ayatu Varada Devi Aksharam Brahma Sashmitam Gayatri Chandasam Mata Idam Brahma Jushasvanaha Om Jo Hasi Saho Hasi Valamasi Rajo Hasi Devanam Dhamanamasi Vishwamasi Vishwamayuhu Sarvamasi Sarvayuhu Abhibhura Om Agacha Varade Devi Japo Me Sannidha Bhava Gayantam Gayatim Yasama Gayatri Tvamataha Samita Om Satyam Om Apo Jyoti Rasahomritam Brahma Bhuribhuvaha Swaro Om Neelat Paladala Shyamam Bhujagabharano Jwalam Shankha-chakra-dharam devim Varadam Bhayanashini Om Sarva-Lakshmi-mayim Nityam Shri Meerayai Namaha Shri Meerayai Namaha Shri Meerayai Namaha Sharanam, 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 Meera Sharanam, Meera Mama Sharanam, 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 Shri Aurobindo Sharanam.
Mantras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, one who truly follows the path given by our Lord Sri Aurobindo As soon as he begins to have the experience of this path, will find it impossible to confine his consciousness to the worship of any god or goddess, or even all of them together. With my love and blessing, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother, taken from the collective works of our Divine Mother, Volume 4, page 184, topic Gods incarnating in human forms. Our Divine Mother says, the origin of the psychic life, the divine presence in matter, is one and the same, that's understood. But there are beings in the higher world who have never taken a body upon earth and who want to act there, have a terrestrial action. So they wait till some psychic beings attain their full development and unite with them to do some work according to their nature. Their consciousness is added to the psychic consciousness upon earth. These are beings who have never taken birth here, beings who materialize themselves more and more as the creation proceeded. They are perhaps the first emanations, beings sent into the universe for special reasons. Men call them gods or demigods, so one of these beings have been chosen for some special reason, a psychic being in formation. He helps it, follows its development, and when this psychic is sufficiently ready and sufficiently strong to be able to support the identification, he unites with it, identifies with it to do some work upon earth. This is not very frequent, says our Divine Mother, but it has happened and still happens. You will find stories in ancient traditions about gods incarnating upon earth. Some mythologies speak of them. That corresponds to something true. But all psychic beings are not necessarily united with a being of the higher plane, says our Divine Mother. Topic: A wonderful mother of the unnumbered souls. This is taken from the 12 Years with Aurobindo, page 116. Here our Divine Mother says, here is another small instance gathered from a private diary of a young sadhak to show how our Divine Mother, in the midst of her cramped activities, found time to push individuals or groups on the path of their soul's aspiration. She used to see 10 or 12 young girls in the evening at about 8 p.m. before she came down for meditation. But many a day they had to wait for hours, even up to 10 p.m. So they would feel hungry or sleepy and had to go without their dinner, for the meditation followed immediately after the meeting. One day, one of them lost patience and went away, leaving her flowers in a dish for the mother. Just then the mother came. The two girls, who were very much struck by this coincidence, what a test, they thought. As soon as one girl approached the Divine Mother, our Divine Mother asked, "Who has left this dish of flowers here? Oh, is it X? You really surprise me. You can't wait even a little while for me. You get so impatient." For this the child says, "But mother, we look upon you as our friend. When we stand under the shelter of a tree, do we think of it giving us a cool shade? That sweet answer disarmed the mother completely, and she immediately took her into her arms. Some words by our Divine Mother taken from the Book Supreme, page 11. Our Divine Mother says, "You do not know who I am. You do not know who I am, who has descended into the ignorance among you, who has consented to be human, to take up a physical body among you all. You have no idea of who's there before you. Well, even the gods, whom you revere so much, perform tapasya in order to have a glimpse of me. It is for me and through me that the whole universe exists, and it vibrates in my consciousness. It is through me that all living beings and inanimate things and all that you see in the manifestation acts and progresses. There is nothing that is not within me. I am the cause. It is in me that all things disappear. Everything is expressed in me and aspires to take refuge in me. Those who know a little give their entire lives to find me. I am above the whole manifestation." Next words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, taken from the collective works of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, Volume 22, page 204 and 5. Topic: Opening of the centers under the psychic influence. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, when the peace is established, this higher or divine force from above can descend and work in us. It descends usually first into your head. It descends usually first into the head and liberates the inner mind centers, then into the heart center, and liberates fully the psychic and the emotional being, then into the navel and other vital centers, and liberates the inner vital, and then into the Mooladhara and below, and liberates the inner physical being. Our Lord says it works at the same time for perfection as well as liberation. It takes up the whole nature, part by part, and deals with it, rejecting what has to be rejected, sublimating what has to be sublimated, sublimating what has to be sublimated, creating what has to be created. Our Lord says it integrates, harmonizes, establishes a new rhythm in the nature. It can bring down to a higher and yet higher force and range of the higher nature, until, if that be the aim of the sadhana, it becomes possible to bring down the supramental force and existence. All this is prepared, assisted, fathered by the work of the psychic being in the heart center. The more it is open, in front, active, quicker, safer, easier the working of the force can be. The more love and bhakti and surrender grow in the heart, the more rapid and perfect becomes the evolution of the sadhana. For the descent and transformation imply at the same time an increasing contact and union with the divine. Lord Sri Aurobindo says that is the fundamental rationale of the sadhana. It will be evident that the two most important things here are the opening of the heart center and the opening of the mind centers to all that is behind and above them. For the heart opens to the psychic being and the mind centers opens to the higher consciousness, and the nexus between the psychic being and the higher consciousness is the principal means of the siddhi. And Lord Sri Aurobindo says the first opening is effected by a concentration in the heart, a call to the divine to manifest within us, and through the psychic to take up and lead the whole nature. Aspiration, prayer, bhakti, love, surrender are the main supports of this part of the sadhana, accompanied by the rejection of all that stands in the way of what we aspire for. The second opening is effected by a concentration of the consciousness in the head, afterwards above it, and an aspiration and a call and a sustained will for the descent of the divine peace, power, light, knowledge, ananda into the being. The peace first, or the peace and force together, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo.